Ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Demon Appreciation Podcast episode 32. 31 was a year ago, so I appreciate everyone's patience, but we're here tonight. We have a full cast on board as well, so it should be really fun. Let me introduce my guest, but of course, I'm going to start with none other than co host King Narukami 45. Thank you so much for being here, as always, my friend. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm glad the ass that I said right before we went live made it onto the live stream, so I hope everyone enjoys that. It's good to be back with DAP. We haven't done this in a while. Life is crazy, but thanks for having me as your co-host. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yes, sir. It should be fun. So I'm just writing down in chat right now. As always, we're a professional show here, which means that I'm asking for chat to tell me how the audio sounds. If I need to raise or lower someone, I will. No worries. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Don't be shy. Say hi. We have two guests on board tonight, two longtime friends and supporter of the channel, but two new guests on DAP, and that's really awesome to see. LiamOmega, how are you, my friend?
Hey yo, what's up?
Thank you so
King, my
much for
shirt is
being here.
awesome. Cry me a river.
Oh, fuck off, bro. Fuck off. I love that you started off with "Hey yo." By the way, that's just your calling thing now. Ever since Scott Hall just passed,
Rest in
so I
peace.
love that you did that.
Appreciate you being here today, Liam. So I just want to warn chat, if we switch to French, that's because we need to talk shit against King. So Liam and I might switch to French for a
You
second.
guys, fuck you guys. Oh my god, cry me a river.
And of course, we have Nathan here as well. Welcome to the stream, Nathan. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey David, thanks so much for having me on, and I hope everyone's having a good day. I'm excited to shill for some Chinese exclusive gotcha games.
Yes, sir. It's okay, King. Say what you have to say. I saw you unmute yourself for a second.
I just
man.
farted.
Okay,
Oh.
good. All right, so just to give you guys an idea here, we are going to cover a lot of things tonight. So, Persona 3 episode Aigis, general thoughts, same for Metaphor ReFantazio, which is right around the corner. We're very excited for that, so this is going to be a main topic. Sega and Atlus set to reveal 3 new games at Tokyo Game Show, which is in about 10 or so days, which means that we have predictions to do as well for that. Should be really fun. We already have ideas here, so I covered that before in news updates, but we'll go in depth with our speculation and thoughts. And we're even going to talk about just other RPG stuff. So, yes, we'll talk about RGG Studio, their upcoming stream. We'll probably talk about the Game Awards as well, which is near the end of the year, because we want to speculate on Atlus potentially being here. So, it should be a fun show. Thank you all so much for being here with me tonight. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
The links to the socials of my guests and co-host are in the description, so please check them out. If we get super chats, they will be answered as soon as possible. And I do have questions from YouTube members as well. They gave me some questions before the show that we'll answer for sure. If you're a YouTube member and you have yet to ask a question, just tag me and we'll prioritize your question for sure. So please like the stream, share it around, helps people find the show. Otherwise, let's get right into it, y'all. I'm excited. It's cool to be back, and hopefully the next episode isn't in a year. Episode Aigis. Who played it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm still playing it.
Okay.
I've had to work this entire week.
Yeah, we're all busy here, guys. So it's okay if we're not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's good that it's fine if you're not done with it yet. So, I mean, we all have jobs here, we all have normal lives, but I'm not done with episode Aigis.
Okay, good. I'm not alone.
Yeah, I'm not done
I was a
either.
little
I'm,
worried.
I'm on the last door right now.
Motherfucker,
Nice.
you started early.
I did. Not to New
Oh my
Zealand.
god. Oh my god, you all on David Cass Infinite Wealth time over here.
Bruh. I'm 45 hours into Infinite Wealth. I need to play more, though. So I might
45 hours 3 weeks ago.
a week ago. But again, I've been really busy.
5 hours in negative.
I've been really busy. Okay, give me a chance. I'm really still trying to beat it before Metaphor comes out. Now, if I get the game early, someone's
Or
not gonna be happy.
to drop it as soon as Metaphor releases.
Oh, if I'm not done with it, I'm dropping this bad boy as soon as Metaphor releases. I'm sorry. So
How far? What chapter are you on, David?
I'm doing all the Kiryu side content, the memories and stuff. So I am at. Am I at 12? I think I'm at 12. Yeah. So I'm near the end, almost done. But I'm just doing all the side activities as always with Yakuza games. It's a must. So. Episode I mean, you guys have heard my thoughts, so I'm like you, King, so I played it for a little bit. I dropped it. That was the plan, though, so Atlus provided a code, which meant that I was able to do a first impressions video, which I did. It's good. Yes, it's the definitive edition of episode Aigis, or the answer. It really is, but at the same time, it still is the answer, and I am not feeling the need to go back and play it to completion at the moment. I'd rather play Infinite Wealth. I'd rather play Metaphor, which is about to come out. Dragon Quest 3 HD2D is going to be played before I go back to the answer as well, so I probably won't go back to it anytime soon if I'm being honest. But Liam, since you seem to be pretty deep into it, what do you think?
So, I'm enjoying it for sure. It's a fun time. Like, it's basically more Persona 3 Reload, which for all the problems I had with it, it was still a really good time, still a fun time. It's still Persona, but like I said, it has basically the same problems as Reload. So I feel like a lot of the balancing is messed up. It's way easy. I'm playing on Heartless, and it is very, very easy. I mean, it's not completely easy. I have died a number of times, but overall, compared to the original, it's way easier.
Well, the main game was as well. It's
of course.
Oh yeah, no.
Is the difficulty that you're mentioning the hardest difficulty in Reload?
Yes.
They really.
So instead of merciless, it's called heartless, but it's basically the same.
Interesting.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. In my first impressions video, I said that, hey, I just played for a few hours, but I felt like it was, from what I've played, a little harder than the main game itself, the epilogue. Is that right? From your experience?
I would agree. It's definitely harder than the main game. A lot of the bosses definitely feel like they put up more of a fight, but with all the mechanics that Reload has, with the Theragies and the skill cards, it's just a much easier time overall. And I guess, I mean, it's in keeping with Reload, but again, I didn't really care for a lot of the gameplay changes in Reload, so seeing them in the answer, it's expected, but it's
it doesn't hit, it's basically what we were expecting for the most part. And I was early this year, I made a tweet saying that, hey, people are all asking. That was before the answer was announced, by the way. I made a tweet saying that, hey, people won't care about this. No one's gonna give a fuck about the answer if it comes out as DLC. And honestly, it dropped last week, and I don't think I was wrong saying that. I don't hear any type of discourse about it.
Like a week later,
it's insane, right?
Like the day of, I saw some, but I haven't really seen that much since. So
exactly.
Yeah,
I think
it's the answer.
Once it's all said and done, I think a lot of people will beat it. But at the moment, there's so much else to play. It's really expensive, and let's be honest, in a month, it's half off. So I think a lot of people are aware of that, and people are waiting for it. But honestly, y'all, I'm still glad it's here. I'm still glad it's here because at least it's complete now. If you pace, let me talk in first person. It's my opinion. I played Reload. I paid $70 for it.
You're about to piss off some people with that saying it's complete.
But I mean, yes, but it's
closer to being complete.
Yes, exactly. It's more content. It's more content that was missing beforehand, and I don't care about FMC, y'all. But same thing. If FMC was a thing, my answer would be cool. I'm glad it's here because it's more complete now. But I don't care for it. So
that's
yeah.
fair.
That's pretty much.
I played the main game of Reload, and when, at least from my impression of the main game, it felt like super easy because the Aigis just kind of straight up just break the game. as much as I do love watching them because they are really cool animations, and I do like that they're in the game. I just wish that they were more balanced. So like going into the DLC, I'm actually kind of worried that it's gonna be way too easy for me on like the hardest difficulty because I'm playing, or I played Reload on hard mode, and it felt like Persona 5 Royal kind of difficulty where it was just like I'm not struggling at all. The only times I've been dying is like me making just stupid decisions on my own. So yeah.
And Armageddon is just like brain dead, just easy.
Yeah, no.
It's like one of the coolest skills, but at the same time, it makes the rest of the game brain dead easy.
I wish
I
they
will
would
say I
balance
am-
like. Oh, sorry.
Go
You
ahead,
can
sorry.
go.
No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
just gonna say,
Um, okay, you can
Great
go.
job, guys. Hold on, Liam, go first.
okay. I was just gonna say, I haven't gotten to the Joker fight yet, but I'm looking forward to that. Because apparently that's a hell of a challenge.
That's what I heard. I heard it's. I'm not gonna be as polite, but I've heard it's actual bullshit. So I've heard it's really, really rough. I think Faz told me that, but I'm not sure. So.
Joker, my goat.
Hey, now you, Nathan. What were you saying?
Oh, I think I kind of forgot, but I will say, I did see Faz's clips and they look really funny.
Is it
It's
funny
like
when you
brain
play it
broken.
though? That's the question.
Well, I mean, hopefully it doesn't take me at least like 5 tries, but we'll see how it goes.
What do we think about that, by the way? I saw a lot of discourse about Joker being included in the DLC when it was first shown. It was at Gamescom that they revealed that, wasn't it?
Yes, they had a trailer for it.
was like a
Originally I
minute
was
long.
expecting them to drop the opening because I was like, there's nothing else they can show. It has to be the opening. And
There's
then
always
Gamescom
Joker.
comes by, and then all of a sudden, fucking Joker comes out of nowhere. It's so funny. I know some people are mad about it, but I just find it funny. He just shows up out of nowhere and he just starts beating the crap out of people.
I laughed so hard when I saw that.
I know. I
mean,
found it hilarious.
That was my reaction too, Liam. I mean, I don't understand people being mad about that. Like, why just skip it? Don't care for it if you don't.
It's optional.
You know, yeah, it's optional.
Yeah.
It's don't
Challenge
buy
battles
it.
aren't that big.
Exactly. I think the main thing was maybe people were hoping for someone else to be there as a guest super boss. Like I saw someone say
I know,
FMC Kotone. That would
No,
honestly.
no, because
That would've
if
made
they
more
would
sense.
have done that,
Oh, that would have been
it would
worse.
have been
You
worse
think
for
so?
not including her in the game.
Nah,
Yes,
let's be honest
that's
for a
what-
second. On Twitter, yes, it would have been awful, but elsewhere, I don't think it would have been that bad.
I don't know, man.
I
think
can
it
just-
was.
see the difference, honestly. My comment section versus Twitter is 2 different universes. So,
Whoa, yeah, Twitter is the worst.
It's a
place to
hellhole.
ever.
yeah,
It's
It's
the worst
awful.
place to interact with people.
pretty much.
I think it probably would have been like cool to have her in there at least in some way. But I know at the very least, even if like it created some discourse of like why can't she be in the game like as a playable character or whatever. At the very least, like for the modding scene, it would have like helped a lot because I know there's currently like a mod going on for making FemC playable. So having like an official model for her would have been nice, and animations as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of wouldn't it have sent out like kind of the wrong message though if she was included, but you're supposed to fight her as a boss.
What message? I'm not sure what you're
I don't
talking
really
about,
think
honestly.
so because
Okay,
challenge
maybe-
battles are just optional.
Well, okay, maybe let me rephrase that. I guess it wouldn't have made sense to have her as a boss. I mean,
It doesn't really make sense to have Joker as a boss.
Pretty much.
well,
yeah.
it makes more sense because in Royal you had Makoto and Narukami as challenge boss fights, but the fact that they didn't update they didn't add Kotone in Reload, and they had no plans to. So the fact that they just threw her in as a boss, it would have been cool, but I feel like it also would have been like, I don't know.
It should have been
just wouldn't
Kiru.
have-
Oh,
It wouldn't have
fuck
seemed
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. No, it should have been Mine.
Oh, yes.
No, dude, imagine that though. Like you see a trailer, it's dark and everything, and then you see the Dragon of Dojima, and the
Would've
theme
paid
starts, and
$35.
What the hell are you doing here?
I would have paid $35. I wouldn't need
Just
a
for the
review code.
fight.
I would have paid $35.
same.
for that.
Hey, I played freaking Super Monkey Ball on Switch, the whole thing with Kiryu, so Yeah.
I still think that's crazy that Morgana, you can't buy him as DLC for that anymore, I don't believe.
Well, yeah,
They
they
delisted it.
completely like took it
I'm
off
like,
the eShop.
that's your fucking IP.
It's the same, yeah,
Sega?
same company. What the fuck?
It doesn't make any sense.
Typical Sega stuff, you know. Yeah, I mean, Massive Eye, yeah, I mean, not wrong. Nah, I mean, it's yeah, the whole discourse around this epilogue was definitely interesting. So I wonder if I'll ever go back to it, like in recent days. I think it's probably
Oh
gonna be a while.
no.
If
I
I'm being
think
honest.
if
Maybe
it's
at some point if there's nothing else to play.
That's never the case though.
Uh,
My backlog is huge,
Yeah.
so.
For,
You know what
I don't
else
know,
is
for
huge?
me-
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay, hold on.
Liam, what
Okay,
were you
Liam.
saying?
No, King, finish yours first because we know
Oh,
what
no, I was done, bro. I was done. I was just putting that
Mm.
out there.
I just want
Mhm.
to say honestly, I think after I finish the answer, I doubt I will ever. Well, maybe not ever, but I doubt I'll go back to Reload like at all, because, like I made my thoughts like on Reload overall like pretty clear since it came out, and while I enjoy it, I think after this, if I ever go back to Persona 3, I'll probably do it either FES or portable, because they just have Reload. Just it lacks something. It lacks,
It
that
lacks
special something.
atmosphere. It lacks atmosphere, bro.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not going back to other versions of P3 regardless.
No, I'm not either.
The stuff that Reload added is that much better to me, and the changes that they did are a must in my opinion. Like, I know vets don't like when I say this, but party control is a must to me, and I'm not going
Yes,
back to FES.
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. And I know I can emulate it and have party control. I know, before y'all tell me, I'm aware.
It's a pain in the ass.
But it's still not perfect. Like,
Well,
there's still
it's not.
issues with it.
Yeah, and in Reload there's actual issues too, like the awakening scene for Makoto. I prefer the
Oh,
awakening
it
in
was
FES.
ass, bro.
It wasn't.
ass.
It
I do
wasn't
too.
ass, but when I
I think it was
watched
just
it, I
okay.
remember
Yeah,
exactly. I watched it and I was like, oh, well, that's it. It didn't hit as much as it did back in the day when I beat. When I played FES through that scene, you know, it's interesting.
Yeah,
and I
noticed-
rewatched P5's Awakening to the original Awakening for Joker, and I was like, this is leagues better.
It was raw.
Yeah.
That got me hooked. That like I don't know if I mentioned this, but or to you, David, but Persona 5 was like my first Persona game, and that
Awesome.
intro with and that awakening, Joker's awakening, seeing that's like what like got me hooked, and
Of course.
it's honestly it's probably my favorite awakening in the entire series.
It's
Now,
really
before
simple.
we before we move on, as a co-host, I do want to point out the chat right now. The people that are in chat, we are at 44 people watching the stream right now. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button so more people can watch us. Shout out to Monica Rose. Shout out to Randy28CR, Coogan, BTE Nuclear. Hope y'all are having a good night tonight. Hope y'all enjoy our discussions, and thank you all for being here. Just wanted to point that out as a co-host right quick. And remember to like the stream so more people can join us.
Yes, sir. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Captain Teebs, I see you as well. Thank you for being here as a member. I said it before you arrived, but you have a free question. If you want to tag me and ask a question, we'll make sure to answer it during the chat. Otherwise, if we get super chat, we'll go through them as well. But we simply appreciate you being here, so don't feel forced. We appreciate your presence. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to move on to Tokyo Game Show 2024. Tokyo Game Show is the E3, well, E3, rest in peace, you know, but it's the E3 in Japan, basically. And this year, they're saying is the biggest TGS that they have ever hosted. And the show has been active for decades at this point. It's a very old show. And of course, Sega and Atlus are going to be at the event. And they said, shoutouts to Nathan, by the way, that's where I saw the information from during the first time. Links to his Twitter is in the description. But Atlus and Sega are going to reveal 3 new games at Tokyo Game Show. Obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of speculation here that we want to, you know, talk about for the event. What's going to be revealed? 3 new games, both for Sega and Atlus. That's a lot. That's a lot of new games. We know that Metaphor is going to be there in terms of Atlus. Let me pull up the site, actually. Let's see what else.
So I think Atlus's game might have already been revealed because they went ahead and revealed
They
that
leaked
P5X is coming to Japan.
One second. I want to clarify about that. Now, right now, the lineup goes like this. It's Metaphor for Atlus, and that's it. For Sega, they have Sonic Rumble, Sonic Shadows Generations, the Remaster 2-Point Museum as well. And in terms of Sega published titles in Japan, they have Farming Simulator 25 and Football Thing 25. So, 3 empty spots. King, you mentioned Persona 5X. Atlus confirmed a while back that it's coming to Japan. So people are thinking that it's going to be shown there. If you saw my predictions video, I said that I fully expect Persona 5X to be there as well. But listen, guys, I think there's a chance that they reveal it as a global release here.
I hope so.
No.
I hope so too.
No chance. No chance of a global.
Why not?
Well, they're trying to get the Japanese version up first. That's been the priority.
Of course, but they could still announce that it's
Or,
coming out worldwide.
or get this, they could not release it and close the servers.
I mean,
Fuck off.
I kind of think, I think maybe they could, possibly give us some information here about the global release, as much as King doesn't want it, but like, I think the game is fun. I've been able to play it for like a few days because I played it back in January and I had like a blast with it. Even though I had no idea what was going on in the story because it's all in Chinese, and I was like using Google Translate to get through the game. But I had a blast with it, and I really do hope that we at least get some type of information on a global release, even if it's just something small, like we're working on it. It's this far along. Just something at least.
If you had to put a percentage on it, what's the probability of them talking about a global release at TGS out of 100?
I'd say like a 4.
A 4?
Unfortunately. Yeah, I think King actually has a good
4%?
point where like a 4 out of 10 I would say.
Oh,
like
okay.
A chance.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think King has a point where like they're focusing right now on the Japanese release because that's their main priority. And from what I can tell, they have a lot of stuff to localize in that game, including because they're also adding content over time. Because right now in the game, there's about 3 palaces, and for the main story, there's supposed to be 7 in total. But since they have to localize all that stuff for the first 3, and then they also have updates consistently coming out, I think the Japanese release is like probably the one that's going to come out first. And then we're eventually going to get news I'd say like in about a few months. I don't think it's going to be like a year off, but I think in a few months we'll probably get some type of news on it. But at least I hope they say something here about it.
For sure. And the thing that needs to be mentioned, I feel like, is obviously they're not going to go out there, drop a trailer, and it's going to be like the global launch trailer at TGS. That's not what I'm expecting. I'm thinking that just like the Japanese version, the Japanese launch, they mentioned it in some sort of side interview next to the event. Someone asked them, hey, is Persona 5X going to release globally? And someone says yes. That I think is a high possibility. It's not this big project, and mobile gaming is different. It's a different universe than console games. It's not as secretive from my understanding. So I think it's a possibility. If it's hard to put a number on it, but I'm 50-50 on it, probably, like it being at least mentioned. And they are aware that there's demand for this game in English. They are aware of that because they asked in a survey about that. Would you be interested in playing a mobile Persona 5 game or something along those lines a while back? So they are aware that it's a thing. And shit, the betas, hundreds, millions of registries only in China. That's insane. That's a ton of people. I'm extremely confident that it's getting an English release at some point.
Liam, what do you think about P5X?
I guess I'm neutral. Like, if like Nathan's like all about it and you're not, I'd be like in the middle. It's
no. I want to make this clear. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's just I feel like I have other games to play other than replay Persona 5 with gacha mechanics.
Right.
That's good.
I guess overall, like, I guess I'm interested in seeing like where it goes. But I guess at the moment, until a proper like English translation, global release happens, I guess right now I'm just not paying attention to it. It's maybe down the line for sure, because I love pretty much anything Persona 5 related. But as of right now, I'm waiting for it to finish cooking, basically.
It's a fair stance. I know they mentioned in, I think, an interview that happened a few months ago, that once they have like a worldwide release finished, they're planning to make console versions of the game. So hopefully, it'll be more accessible then.
I might try it then. Honestly, like
I'll
if I can't play it on Steam Deck when it like does come into English, I'm not gonna probably play it because my iPhone 11 is gonna run at like 300 degrees.
Oh yeah, no, I tried
I'll
playing that
definitely-
on my phone. The load times are awful.
I bet.
I'll definitely play it if it comes to if it gets a console release.
Now,
Oh, me too.
now, David, you mentioned Atlus might have a new game at TGS. I think we have an idea of what the game would be, but you don't think Persona 5X is going to be the only Atlus announcement at TGS.
Let me talk about the elephant in the room. Obviously, he's on the thumbnail as well. We've seen recent news for Devil Summoner Raidou Kuzunoha, so let me introduce the news to y'all if you are not aware. So, Atlus, good old Atlus. Oops, they did it again. They actually leaked that they are working on an HD remaster for Raidou. So what happened is they updated the achievement list for not a unlisted Raidou game on Steam, but they updated the achievement list of Nocturne HD on Steam. And what happened is all the achievements were updated to Raidou achievements, like hey, visit the shop or recruit Raiho and stuff like that. So it's really focused about Raidou Kuzunoha. You can see that it's a list for some sort of HD remaster of that game. So a lot of people are expecting it to be at Tokyo Game Show for that reason. Now, I don't mean to be devil's advocate here, but I'm not that confident about it being at Tokyo Game Show for one good reason is Atlus, we always know what's next for them. We always have an idea of what's next. Like in June of last year, they revealed Tactica, Metaphor, and Reload. We knew about a lot of games coming out. After Tactica dropped, we still knew that 2 other games were coming. After Reload dropped, we knew that Metaphor was coming and Vengeance was coming. Now, Metaphor is coming out second week of October, and after that, we have no idea what's next for Atlus, and that's a first. I think there's a reason for that. I think it's because Atlus wants all eyes on Metaphor. Atlus is doing so much for Metaphor that at this point, I'm really thinking that they don't want to have anything else near it. Are we going to see the announcement of Raidou ports very soon? Probably. But before Metaphor, I'm not that confident. Plus, Atlus revealed Nocturne HD, SMT5, all the Persona ports were all revealed in direct mini partner showcases by Nintendo. We've had one, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? And the Raidou games weren't there. So, taking that into consideration, what do you guys think? Now, Nathan, you sent something interesting in the chat. So, do you want to go over what happened with recent Atlus leaks? Because it's not a first.
Yeah. So Atlus loves to reveal games before they're actually supposed to be revealed. So just a quick history. Starting in 2020, Atlus leaked Persona 4 Golden before PC Gaming Show through like the Steam database assets or whatever, and then they leaked Strikers trailer before that came out, and then they also leaked Nocturne through its PC version at least through an ESRB listing. And then SMT5 got leaked on its Japanese website, and then obviously we all know about Persona 5 Tactica and Reload, how that happened
on Instagram.
Through Instagram. Yep. And then finally we have SMT5 Vengeance, which got a Korea listing, which that was earlier this year. And now we have Raidou, which is getting Steam achievements, which I find interesting because I was not expecting this at all to happen now of all times, and also just this game in general because I was expecting Digital Devil Saga next.
Yes, sir.
So
Same.
For this to happen now, I feel like, as crazy as this sounds, I think we actually might see a reveal before Metaphor comes out. But I don't think it's gonna like actually release until next year. I think they're gonna wait till next year to release.
Oh,
I don't see it
if
coming
they
out this year.
announce it at Tokyo Game Show, I'm with you 1000%. It's not releasing this year.
It's a January title, I think.
Yep, January or February makes sense. It takes reload spot early February. Makes sense to me.
Exactly. Which before that we had the Persona ports, so they like to have something at the start of the year. So I expect that to be early next year. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do see it at Tokyo Game Show, because I think for them to update this now, I feel like they're probably just preparing for an announcement. Because if they update this now and then wait like a bunch of months later, that feels like they kind of just, did this way too early. So that's what I think, at least.
Makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Liam, any thoughts on Raidou potentially being at TGS?
I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Honestly. I definitely see an announcement. I can't really say I'd put money on it because I'm broke. But if I were a betting man, I would put money on there being an announcement. The only thing that, well, I guess doesn't really bother me, but the only thing I'm just wondering about is why Raidou. I mean, not as in like why Raidou because more like why Raidou because well, like we said, I really thought it'd be Digital Devil Saga first.
I really think that's just. I really think that's the ongoing sentiment between everybody. You're not alone with that, Liam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've been pretty vocal about DDS. Yeah,
I love the Digital Devil. Yeah, Jesus Christ, the Digital Devil Saga duology, and getting a chance to replay it on modern consoles would be amazing. But on the other hand, I've yet to play the Raidou games. I have them, but I haven't played them yet. So again, getting to experience those on modern consoles would be great. I just hope they would be intact. Well, when I say intact, I mean like it's pretty much just ports. Because I'm all for ports of older games coming to modern consoles, rather than just remakes or even remasters to a degree.
The interesting thing about the Raidou games that a lot of people forgot is, do you guys remember that poll that Atlus did in Japan asking fans about remasters and remakes?
Absolutely.
Y'all do? Okay. So Raidou was 5th. DDS was 9th place. So
that makes a lot of sense.
If they take that into
Where
consideration,
was Persona 1 and 2?
Number 1. Persona 2 was number 1, equal to Persona 3, and Persona 1 was 2. So, yeah. 3 was Persona 4. 5 was Raidou. So, it's an interesting survey result for sure. But the thing is,
Atlus are doing just whatever.
Yeah, DDS is already dubbed. So, if they go back with Raidou and they decide to put English voiceovers, they have to cast the 2 games. There's no English dub in these games, so that's a big job for them to do. I'm confused. I honestly am a little bit confused about the choice too, but hear me out for a second. People call me the dumbass with actual expectations, okay?
There's a reason.
There's a reason, so please hear me out. And I'm going to use a question that was asked by supporter and member of the channel, 7H1NK here, because he asked us about my theory that I was about to suggest right now. So he said, what are the chances that both Raidou and Digital Devil Saga are revealed at the same time? It feels weird, but with Raidou being problematic in China and Korea, they would alienate those audiences, but not releasing anything for that region, I guess, apart from the P5X beta.
I had a drunken thought the other night that they should release DDS 1, 2, and the Raidou games and call it like the SMT collection and put that on consoles and PC. That was just a thought I had the other night. That would be perfect. Because honestly, it's still surprising to me that they did this over Digital Devil Saga. So why not do all of them at once if they're ready to go? I know they're probably remasters in the same vein as Nocturne, which had its own issues as well. But if only we could get, like, if they can add voice acting to Raidou, like they did to the Nocturne HD remaster, because we already have voice acting for DDS. I think that would be like the best case scenario. I don't want a remake or anything. I would love to see all 4 of these games come at once. I know that's probably impossible, and that was just me being a dumbass as well, but I
Hey,
think that would be a great thing to do.
there's
I can see
nothing
them coming together.
yet together, but they could also do what they did with Persona last year, y'all. They revealed, well, they released, but they revealed in 2022, portable, golden, and royal all at once, getting ports.
Yeah, but that's Persona, bro.
SMT
like, these
selling
are-
millions now, man.
Yeah, no, but these are spin-offs, man.
I know, but
I was gonna say I could
feel
see
like-
them I could see them both getting revealed at the same time, but they would definitely be released like apart.
I feel like Persona 1 and 2 are like more likely to have that happen than these games. Just in my opinion, at least.
As in, like, do you mean like ports or remasters?
Yeah, like how they announced 3, 4, and 5. I feel like Persona 1 and 2 more likely have that option of them just being ported at the same time. But with DDS and Raidou, as much as I would love to have both there at the same time, I feel like they're gonna start with Raidou first and then see how it does in terms of sales. Which, I mean, if Nocturne HD has any like signs of about how this game's gonna sell, even though this game is like a spin-off, I do think it will do well. Considering like Nocturne HD, at least, how much did it sell? Like 700,000, I think.
Nocturne HD, once all said and done, is probably around that. But first week of sales were extremely strong in Japan, so I think they're really satisfied with Nocturne, which is why I'm fully expecting them to go back to PlayStation 2. And I was predicting DDS, but to be fair, I'm very excited for Raidou because these games
Same.
are top of the pile in terms of my backlog for Atlus stuff, So very excited for these. I am lucky enough to own these games, but most people don't. So if they bring these
Hundreds
games
of
back,
dollars.
oh,
Hundreds of
1000%.
dollars.
Yeah.
It's 200
Oh,
on
yeah.
Amazon, at least from what I can see.
It's crazy.
Don't ask
so.
me how much I paid for the Raidou games.
Same. But I'm glad they're here. I'm glad it's looking like they're the next in line. So it's really good news, and I wonder what people are going to think of the gameplay and how it aged and everything. But again, we don't know what they're doing with it. We're all assuming stuff. It's not confirmed. So
Honestly, I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised that Raidou like got announced at all, or well, it did get announced. I mean, but like the fact that there's just a possibility. I didn't expect Raidou at all.
me neither.
Now,
I mean, I know of course there was the survey, but I feel like how do I say this without sounding mean? I feel like there was the survey, of course, but there's always the chance that they might not always follow through. Or at least not with everything.
I think they've been listening more recently.
Yeah,
For
for sure. But again, of like, because you see like where Raidou landed on, like you said, what was it, 5th? Was it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just surprised that we got the possibility like so soon.
Yeah, it's a Japanese survey, mind you. So I think the audience here in the West was, at least discussion around DDS is stronger here versus Raidou, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think on that one.
I agree. I think I think in terms of the Japanese audience, they seem to want Raidou more than DDS, which is interesting because, like, I mean, to be fair, I want both games because I love the PS2 era of Atlus like so much. So I just find it really interesting that they want Raidou more. But I mean, I'm totally down because I've actually never got the chance to play those games before, and they look really fun because they're one of the few rare exceptions of like where Atlus actually releases like an action game, because most of the times it's just turn-based. So I'm really excited for it. And oh yeah, no, absolutely, no. I find this a lot more interesting, and also I'm just really excited to see how people are going to react to that, because most of the time we just have like turn-based games coming out from Atlus, and once in a while you get something different. So yeah.
Now I have a question, or like just a possible dark horse for the announcements. What about the DS side, or like DS 3DS side of Atlus? So like Devil Survivor, Shin Megami Tensei 4, Strange Journey. What are the chances like we could get something like that, an announcement like that at the game show?
It's definitely not zero, because Atlus is aware that SMT4 is on a fucking pedestal. Like, people, it's,
True.
hey, watch tier list videos on YouTube. Everyone puts these games in S tier for a reason. They're peak, they're perfect, there's nothing wrong with them. It's really dangerous to go back to them. But if they do, I'm here for it. And honestly, SMT4 in HD being shown in some sort of event and it doesn't leak beforehand, I'm crying on stream, y'all. This is gonna be
This would be the one time I would put like SMT going over Persona, because if they were
1000%.
to do like a DS, like the 3DS games, definitely they would do like the SMT games before Persona Q. Persona Q would be like last or bottom of the barrel.
I'm not
like,
sure
I
about
know,
that,
I
bro.
agree.
I'm not sure about that because Persona. How many Persona release do we get versus mainline nowadays?
I mean, we've gotten plenty already, so I feel like if they want to lean more towards SMT with, I mean, we got Vengeance this year. We may get Raidou. If they were,
What
started
about
leaning more
last
towards
year, Liam?
SMT. Well, I mean, yeah, good point. But
Wait, you're
I'm just
specifically
saying,
talking mainline, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I am. But I mean, I'm
personally,
with
yeah.
you, Liam. To be clear, I'm 1000% with you. I hope we get more, and that's coming from someone who likes the spinoff from Persona that no one talks about, like Tactica. I like Tactica a lot, but I wish they were doing
I love Tactica.
more. Yeah, I wish they were doing more with mainline, and by that I mean experiment, a DDS, a Soul Hackers 2. Soul Hackers 2? Let's fucking go, y'all. Not enough people talk about Soul Hackers 2. It's really good. It's a game that I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they attempted something new. It was a reboot of Devil Summoner, in my opinion, so it's completely new. Do something like that again, please. Something along those lines again. Something new, something unexpected. A Devil Survivor reboot. Something along those lines. It doesn't always have to be ports and remasters, and not that I'm complaining. I like these games to come back, but yeah, something new, a new spin-off, something risky would be cool.
I'd be excited for that. I've been kind of craving more SMT after 5 Vengeance because I really enjoyed that game as much as I died like I should done. But yeah, no, I really hope they do lean more into SMT spin-offs, because it has been like a really long time since the 3DS era since we've been consistently getting like more of them. But even then, those were like, well, I'd say like most of those were from like the DS and like earlier systems, so they weren't like completely original games. Besides, like obviously SMT4, which is the mainline game that released for that console. I do want them to like go back and start doing more spin-offs for SMT, which hopefully should get more people into the series, because 5 Vengeance, from what I can tell, it's sales wise, because Atlus did release like one image early on of how it was doing, and it seems like it was doing well. So I hope they at least consider doing more spin-offs and stuff, because I know Soul Hackers 2 didn't really do the best sales wise, but I mean, I hope they just don't look at that and then just completely write off any more SMT spin-offs, because it would just be really unfortunate for it to end there.
Oh, I'm with you 100%.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The future is bright though.
Tactica?
Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, please do.
I'm thinking,
Let me make
David,
one thing clear though.
Il est tellement con. Il est tellement con.
Ouais, très bon point.
The fuck y'all saying over here? Y'all talking shit? You want to sell this outside, motherfucker?
No, we're just talking about how sexy you are.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Hey.
it. I'll let it go.
One thing's for sure though, the current state of Atlus, I'm here for it. It's going so well. This year was amazing. Reload.
This is like that amazing year.
This was their best year ever.
Reload Unicorn Overlord was peak Vanillaware as well. SMT5 Vengeance is, I have nothing bad to say against it. And from what I've played and seen of Metaphor, which is our next topic, this game, you guys, everyone in chat, don't sleep on Metaphor ReFantazio. I can't say it enough. It's so solid. Again, from what I've played, which is not much, and the game is looking so cool. So I want to hear what you guys have to say on Metaphor. I simmed for hours on this game already on the channel, and I'm not done, by the way. So I want to hear what you guys have to say on it. Metaphor, ReFantazio, what are your thoughts at the moment, roughly a month before launch?
I think it's going to be everything Atlus hoped Soul Hackers 2 would be. And that is like a new pillar IP. I think it's going to sell very well. I'm not sure what the budget is and everything, but the game looks incredible. It's nice that they're pretty much doing it like as the greatest hits of Atlus, because you can see a lot of like of their DNA from past games in Metaphor. It looks like so it looks great. I love the setting. The characters look great. I'm excited for the big three coming back for the game. So Ujima, Hashino,
Yep.
Meguro. So the game looks incredible. I can't wait. October's just so fucking packed, man.
I'm so screwed.
Metaphor is actually very, very, very impressive. Honestly, all the trailers, all the showcases, they're doing such a good job showing it, in my opinion. And you said something that hooked me, so I want to ask Liam and Nathan about their thoughts here just for a second, though. King, what you said about Soul Hackers, it's interesting. I know that we were talking about, Soul Hackers, Pillar IP, and everything. Metaphor, you can tell just by how they're talking about it and how they're showing it to people that they're serious about it. They're doing everything for this game. There's daily news on the Japanese YouTube page, the daily journage for Metaphor. Every day there's a little update for it. Tons of trailers, tons of showcases. Hell, they did this creator event at New York that I was invited to, which was absolutely awesome.
Just fucking flaunt it again, motherfucker. I didn't get invited. Fuck you.
It was such a cool experience, honestly, and they're just doing this, which they don't do that type of stuff for other games, so they're serious about it, and there's a reason for it. Liam, what are your thoughts, though? Metaphor.
I am very excited. I think it's, Atlus has already had, like we said, Atlus has had like one of their best years this year. I mean, with Reload and then SMT5 Vengeance, and now with Metaphor. Honestly, I think Metaphor just might trump both of them. Maybe not in terms of, in terms of like overall. I don't know. I don't know how sales are going to be because, we have Reload and Vengeance, which, were established. So I don't know how well, Metaphor is going to perform sales wise, but I think in terms of like reviews and like, just in terms of like overall grandeur, I think Metaphor will be like, I think it might be their best game this year. It looks incredible. It sounds incredible. I love the music that I've heard of it.
Yes.
Like King said, the big three coming back. It honestly, it just looks like it's gonna be like an absolute masterpiece.
Can I say something that might be weird? I think that Metaphor. Fuck you, dude. Metaphor, it's always hard to sell. You had a good point, Liam. It's always hard to sell a new IP, something that doesn't have name branding on it. And it's a good thing that they keep on marketing as from the creators of Persona and everything. I think this game may have to. I think this might be their next 13 Sentinels, because 13 Sentinels relied heavily on word of mouth and people raving about the game and everything. I think Metaphor might be in the same thing, even though Atlus is marketing this like crazy, and obviously 13 Sentinels didn't get the marketing power that Metaphor is getting. I think the big thing with Metaphor is going to be word of mouth and everything, in addition to Atlus's marketing. So I think this could be what 13 Sentinels is to Vanillaware, in a sort of sense that this is going to be what Metaphor is to Atlus.
Okay, let me cut you off for a second, because you opened the door for something that I wanted to mention here on stream today. Again, they call me the dumbass with actual expectations for a reason here. But late September, we're getting Tokyo Game Show, which we'll go back to Tokyo Game Show because there's other predictions that I want to discuss in just a second. But while we're talking about Metaphor, we know that Metaphor is going to be at Tokyo Game Show. We had a lot of trailers. We had a lot of showcases. What are they going to show? Or should you say, what are they going to drop?
Drop.
I'm thinking a demo. I'm thinking a demo is going to happen for Metaphor. Metaphor has this different setting. No SMT demons, no Megami Tensei. No, it's completely new. First new IP in over a decade. I was sold the first day that they showed it in June of 2023. But playing it hits differently. If they put this game in the hands of people with a demo, you can transfer your save over to the main game like Square Enix is doing with their other games, with Team Asano games, with which
Square
they're
loves
probably
demos.
gonna do with Dragon Quest. Exactly. I am praying that they do this because they would sell hundreds of thousands of copies if they do a demo. Because playing
I can
it,
see it.
you're buying it. Let me tell you that. Playing it, they're dropping it. So
I think that's a good idea because considering it's a brand new IP too, you want to like sell people on it. So like giving them a chance to actually try it themselves is like definitely like something that they really should be doing. I really do hope they do drop a demo though, because I would like to try it myself as well. For at least from all the gameplay I've been seeing, it looks really fun.
And Atlus is notorious for not doing a lot of demos. So I
Exactly.
think this is much needed for this time. I know they did one with Strikers. I'm still not sure why they did that.
Japanese only.
That was a Japanese only one. I'm still not sure
And
why they
Catherine.
did that. But
yep, Catherine on Switch too.
Did they do one for Soul Hackers 2?
no.
Nope.
No. I think those are the only two demos actually they've recently done. Is just
Hey.
Catherine and Persona 5 Strikers.
Think
which
about
one of
it
them
for a
technically
second.
Is Omega Force, but yeah.
Think about it for a second, y'all. The two games that they made a demo for are the two games that we talked about today that are the most different than other Atlus titles. Catherine
That
and
is
Persona
true.
5 Strikers. Two games that are very different that doesn't have press turn. You know? Metaphor has press
Yeah,
turn,
no,
though, so fuck.
Speaking of Strikers, I'm still waiting for it to come to Xbox.
Oh,
Right, I forgot about that.
What happened here? Too early. I think that's the thing. It's too early. The partnership started with the Persona ports.
Yeah. Actually,
Huh.
no, it was Soul Hackers 2.
Was it? Yes,
Yeah,
you're
because they-
right.
they
They were dropping
Yes!
everything but Switch. Everything.
Yes, I remember, dude. I remember. I remember watching the trailer. I was like, "Oh, this is so sick." The final card shows up. It's coming out on everything but Switch. That was my reaction. I was like, "Oh no!" And Soul Hackers 2 is the game that needed Switch the most.
Needed.
It
Yes.
released at the perfect time of the year. There was not much coming out right around that time of the year. I remember it was, and it's good. It should have been not a bestseller, but it should have been better in terms of sales. At least the game's good, and I think the people who played it, we know it's good. So
I will say
Ringo?
though, it kind of, at
Ringo,
least for me, it kind
come
of released
on.
at a bad time because Xenoblade 3 was
Right?
coming out like I think
Ugh,
a month
Ringo.
later.
Oh yes, Xeno 3 was so good too. Now you're not gonna like
One of my
that,
favorite
Nathan, but
games
what
ever.
I did is I put Xeno on hold while I was playing Soul Hackers 2. So
That's okay. I
Yeah.
understand. Xenoblade 3 though is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It's so good. I hope you finish it someday at least.
I finished it.
Oh, you did?
Oh yes, I did. When I was done with Soul Hackers 2, I went right back to Xeno 3. So yeah, it's awesome. Great game.
Oh, God.
I have not played the DLC though, which I've heard is perfect. So
It's
that's literally
amazing.
what I've heard.
I don't want to spoil anything, but that's like one of the only two games that have ever made me cry just because of that certain chapter.
Chapter 5.
Like it really hits. It hits so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
It makes you
It's
feel
funny
awful.
you never played a Yakuza game because all those games make me cry.
Oh yeah, nah, that's a good point though. Why haven't you? Are you interested in trying out Yakuza, Nathan?
Yes, I actually have all the mainline games besides Infinite Wealth on my Steam library, but like
Nice.
the moment they announced the Switch version of what's
Kiwami?
called Kiwami 1, I was
Kiwami.
like, should I just wait until like the next system when they have like all the mainline games and I could just play them portably?
You're getting it.
That'd
You're
be
getting
more fun.
all of them on Switch too, man.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel like even though I have them all right now, I would be totally fine just rebuying them all on the next system because at least then I can play it portably. I know Steam Deck exists. Don't tell me. I just
Hey, the Steam Deck
my only-
exists.
Okay, all right, man.
I'm saying that
My only
to David
problem-
because I know how much he loves the Steam Deck.
Oh yeah, he made that video, right? Yeah, no, he loves the Steam Deck, dude. How is your Steam Deck right now?
Motherfucker spent $400 on a brand new handheld computer, played 5 games on it, made a video, and sold the thing. Dumbass.
Didn't even sell it to me.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have no memories of that.
What's a Steam
Oh.
Deck?
Yeah, you don't have proof.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
I would
fuck,
buy
there
one
is
if they made
proof,
like a
man.
slim version.
That picture that you took with the Steam Deck, I'm sure you went right to the store after you took that picture and sold that motherfucker.
Oh, bro. I mean,
He's smiling,
overall,
knowing what he's about to do.
again, I'm really hoping that they do a demo for Metaphor. This is the biggest news that can come out of Tokyo Game Show. If there is a demo for Metaphor, we'll be there. We'll play it, and a lot of
Day
people
one, frame
would.
one.
I hope it happens. Otherwise, I'm confident in word to mouth. The game's good enough. People are going to talk about it, and I'm craving more of this game. The first 3 hours is insanely good, but I was left wondering what was going to happen there. The dialogue between characters they're all attached. So in the first 3 hours you meet like, oh shit, I'm so terrible with names. What's the name? Stroll. You meet Stroll, okay?
Yeah, with the white hair.
Yes, he's so like he's basically royalty. He comes from a different tribe than yours, and you really click with him. And the dialogue is so good. Again, the writing overall perfect from what I've heard. Again, it's totally different setting. The tone is actually very different than other games too. So I'm not getting Megaton vibes from at least the dialogue and writing. It's very different, and I was really hoping for that to be the case. I'm craving more, ready for more. Give me more, please.
That makes me actually even more excited now, because like, if it's not going to be anything like what I've played from Atlus before, that I'm just so ready for that, because like it's going to feel refreshing by the time I finally get to it. Which actually it comes out in like how many weeks?
October 10th.
2?
I still can't believe it's the same day as fucking Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. What the fuck, man?
Dragon
my
what?
God. Why did
Your
they do
wallet.
that?
Like, why y'all gotta do? Shut the fuck up, David. The men are talking here. You just skedaddle. This is my podcast now. We're going to talk about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for the rest of this podcast right now.
Je
Okay?
pense que je vais lui remplir la bouche.
The fuck did you? Was that in reverse?
All right, so let's go back to.
Il sait pas de quoi on parle.
That's crazy.
Hey, I want to go back to Tokyo Game Show for a second because again, there's 3 games that are going to be shown here, and I am seeing mentions of Yakuza and RGG Studio in the chat, and that's always a win in my book. Let's talk about RGG. And for that, I want King to introduce this segment here. So RGG Studio is hosting a stream this week, which will stream on Kamurocho Bros, by the way. Well, probably. There's
6:30 a.m. Eastern time on Friday morning. Get there.
They're announcing a game. And I think we're all expecting this game to be one of the 3 games that are going to be at Tokyo Game Show. So, King, what are we thinking here? What is going to be revealed in terms of RGG and Tokyo Game Show?
First off, I want to show Kamurocho Bros for a second because we made about a 30-minute video
Link it.
just talking shit about it. So we'll get that link down there for y'all, talking about everything RGG and Tokyo Game Show.
If you guys don't know, by the way, we run a YouTube channel, King and I, talking about Yakuza, called Kamurocho Bros. So check out the link that he's going to put in chat if you want to see the RGG content. It's a passion project. We don't upload constantly, but when we do, it's quality.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even if we're just shitting around, just talking the shit about RGG, but
it's not just that, bro. Give yourself some credit a little bit. Your series that you're doing, it's really good.
I try.
It is.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. But I think we narrowed it down to a few different things about what the announcement for RGG could be. And of course, you have your Yakuza Kiwami 3. Some people want it, some people don't. I'm on the verge of... Yeah, I'm fine with the remaster. They did the remaster for a reason. It serves its purpose. And it's not hard to... If you think Yakuza 3 is like hard to play in 2024, you need to play more games. I'm sorry. Like,
but Blackuza.
Blackuza. It has Mine. That's all I gotta say. But it has Mine. Yakuza Dead Souls Kiwami as well. Those are 2 remakes that we had in mind. But Liam, I really want your reaction to this. First off, I'm going to post our video onto the chat. That is our Kamurocho Bros video talking about what we expect at TGS. But I want you. We originally said on the video, I brought this up, that I would love a Majima Gaiden game.
Yes,
and
sir.
You agreed with me. So there was a leak today that it's going to be a pirate game. And there was another leak that happened a few months ago, back in May, that this person outlined a Yakuza pirate game, and I want you to hear this, Liam. New spin-off game set after Infinite Wealth. This is all the information that was released. Goro Majima is the protagonist and playable. Story has Majima becoming lost at sea and losing his memory, which results in him getting involved in a pirate feud. Bro, a pirate Majima game.
Oh my god.
Bro.
Fuck. I need a minute.
Hey, dude, day one.
fucking day one, dude.
Day zero.
Yes.
I'm
Day
turning,
zero.
I'm turning my Xbox into. I'm buying a New Zealand Xbox just for this.
God,
Day
Day
zero.
Now that I see that and I read it, like I said, that information about the pirate game was mentioned months ago, and it was mentioned earlier that this was going to be. It was mentioned a little while ago that, like yesterday, that RGG is going to be releasing a pirate game. So I think there's a lot of smoke and there's fire there. And now that I say this and I look at it, I'm like, if we don't get this, I'm going to be very disappointed because I need this in my life.
This for real sounds incredible.
Like, David, what are your thoughts on it?
Karaoke sea shanties? Yes, please.
You must sing it. Oh my
Let's
God.
go. Oh yes, this put a smile on my face. Now,
So,
huge Majima fan, of course, so I'm here for it. The whole thing, it being a pirate game or thing, I'm a little confused and confused, I guess is the right word about that. But again, RGG never misses, so I'm not worried. I know I'm gonna like it. So
at first, I thought it was going to be like Kenzan and Ishin, where it's like set like back like centuries ago or something.
I'm
Like,
glad
like,
it's different.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. When I saw like Yakuza pirate game, that's what I automatically went to. But now I kind of like, I need this set in modern times with fucking Majima fighting against pirates in 2024. Like, I need this.
Yes, no, I'm 1000% down for this. So when is this coming out though? So we know they're good with their releases. RGG Studio, they can pump out these games quickly. Infinite Wealth came out in January, which hopefully people don't sleep on it for Game of the Year because of that. But the game was good, of course. It really was. Still playing it, not dropping it anytime soon. Don't worry.
Fuck you.
When I lie.
It's RGG. This is a weird year for RGG because usually they have, at least 2 releases a year. It seems like they're going to finish off 2024 with just one, because I don't see if this game is announced at the Tokyo Game Show, which I'm sure it will be at the RGG Summit Friday. I don't see it released. I heard early next year.
Makes sense to me. I'm thinking March.
I'm thinking like later than that because.
Well, no.
I'm just thinking back to like how long it was between Gaiden's announcement and then release, because that was like almost like over a full year.
Right, but at the same time, like I said, RGG likes to release multiple games within like a year. It almost seems like 2 a year. And
True.
The year anniversary of Infinite Wealth is coming up, man. It's almost been an entire year. So I think they probably want to release it like when Infinite Wealth will release, like January, February.
Hear me out
I feel
for
like
a second.
Maybe March or April, I'm thinking.
Liam, just to your point here about them revealing games and dropping them, the Ishin remake was revealed in a state of play in September of 2022, and it released in February of 2023.
That's a good point.
So depends on the skill of the game, I assume, which we don't know. We have no idea. Is it going to be... Well, even then, Ishin was a huge remake. It's not an HD port. They completely redone.
Oh, I forgot to mention this. This Majima game is going to reuse, apparently, like all the a bunch of Hawaii assets and everything.
It's fine. Gaiden reused.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
that's
fine.
Reuse assets.
They all do. I don't care.
Yeah, they all do. That's how RGG puts out that many games.
Yep.
So that's all I wanted to say. I'm done with my RGG. I think we got the point across.
Other than that, maybe the Dead Souls remaster, I think, is possible.
We'll definitely see Kiwami there at some point for the Switch.
Was hoping for Judgment, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I wonder how good it's going to run.
So it's going to run fine. People forget that Kiwami's originally a PS3 game. It's only going to run at 30 frames.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. It's only going to run at 30 frames. It's only going to run at 30 frames per second on the Switch.
That's fine.
But it looks fine. I mean, I'm sure that they're going to make a Switch 2 version. The only reason that they're releasing this now is to capitalize off the TV show. And I have a feeling that maybe they rushed the port a little bit. I'm not sure how long they've planned this. I really thought that they were going to wait for the Switch 2 to release all their games.
Isn't it coming out like the same day, or like the same week as
same day.
the show?
Sonic
Same
X
day.
Shadow actually.
Same day,
I
yeah.
think it's the day before Sonic X Shadow releases, which is funny because Sega's putting out 2 games one after another.
They
Actually, wait, no,
released
they're putting out 3 games in October.
yes. Don't forget Metaphor. Come on.
Yeah, okay, well, I was thinking those two because they were close
Yeah.
to each other. Actually, I'm gonna tell chat this quick. I'm actually not a Sonic fan, so don't.
I'm not
don't-
either. Hey, let's
I'm not
go,
either.
baby!
High five!
Yeah!
Yo!
Let's fucking go.
Hey, one thing's for sure.
don't
I'm
care.
hoping that they show the show at the summit. The Yakuza
Yes,
TV
they
series.
will.
I hope
will.
so.
Oh,
I
I'm
want to see more.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am hopeful for it. I want to see something good from it, and I'm hoping that the slogan "RGG Never Miss" is gonna be true with the show too. I hope so.
Right.
I know different people are involved, but still.
Hey, I'm excited. I don't want it to be. I don't expect a masterpiece. I just want it to be fun and present the games in a good fashion for a TV series. Like, I don't need it to be a masterpiece. I just want it to be a good watch and fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't need it to be 10 out of 10 masterpiece.
For the record, back in July, I watched the Like a Dragon movie for the first time when I was visiting some friends in California. That movie is absolutely phenomenal. If they do it, honestly, if they just make that into a show, I will be so happy.
Hey, I will say the actor for Majima did a very good job, even though he had
Yes.
his eye patch
Oh,
on
yeah.
the wrong eye.
There's that scene where he's fucking peeking around the corner. And it's just
Yes,
the eye.
pure comedy.
Oh
so
yeah,
great.
we laughed through the whole thing. It was a blast, that's for sure. Now I still have hope that it has potential and does good for the franchise, bringing more people to the video games themselves. It worked with Fallout. It even worked with Borderlands and the shitty movie that they dropped. So I'm
right,
really
yeah.
thinking that more people are gonna play Yakuza, and that's a good in my book. So
Which is why they're doing the Switch port in the first place.
yes, sir. Let's
Makes
go.
sense.
Let's go
Even though
back
this
to
one is
Tokyo
quicker.
Game Show for a second here. So I do want to point out other potential. Well, let me ask y'all before I do. Any other things that you think we could see from Sega or Atlus at Tokyo Game Show?
I think I'm gonna briefly mention this because to be honest, I don't think most people really care too much. I did mention that Yakuza mobile game before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I think that might have a chance to show up here because there are 2 mobile games here. There's P5X and unfortunately Sonic Rumble. But I think there's a chance it could show up here. I feel like I don't know. I'm not too sure on that. I feel like it might show up here because there's other mobile games here, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Hey,
I just
David,
wanted to mention.
can I take this?
Of course.
So Yakuza Wars, and we spoke about it previously, is not done at all by RGG. Sega and RGG, they sold the license to a company called BB Games. RGG has nothing to do with the game, and you can see that because all of their artwork is done AI. The gameplay looks like complete, dog water, just generic, the most generic mobile game I've ever seen. I do not think that this game is going to be at the summit or it's going to be at the TGS because there's already plans. I think they're already doing like a private beta soon. They've already announced it.
Okay.
I don't
That
see
makes
them. I don't see that showing up. P5X is a much bigger deal because Atlus is. I believe they're direct. Correct me if I'm
They're
wrong. They
partially
are directly involved. Yes.
Yeah.
In some aspects, that's going to be a
I think
much bigger deal than Yakuza Wars. So
Makes sense.
Yeah.
fuck Yakuza Wars. Fuck that game. Hope no one plays it.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Hey.
you lost me at AI art.
Yeah. That's like the biggest fumble you can make just right off the bat. Also, it'd be funny if it died faster than Concord.
Oh boy.
Bro, like you can already see, like if you just look at the artwork, you can just see, like RGG didn't make this. This was made by a fucking computer, at least in my eyes.
That's the impression I got when I first saw it. I was like, I just wanted to make sure because I was like, I don't want to insult somebody, but this kind of looks like AI art.
No, it's slop, dude. The whole game is
Yeah.
slop.
That's okay. So it probably won't be here then, thankfully.
Thankfully, let's
Yeah.
go. Let's even if the game doesn't like blow us away, let's just give it to something else other than that. I don't care what it is. Anything but Yakuza Wars.
we actually do have a few options of other Sega IPs, but I actually don't think they're going to be here. Well, actually, you guys know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So we have the classic Sega games they're bringing back. They announced this, I'm pretty sure,
right.
last year at the Game Awards, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like Crazy Taxi, Altered Beast, stuff like that.
Yep. Jet Set Radio.
Yeah,
That's that
I
radio.
think, at least me personally, I think it's too early to show those games. I don't think they're going to be here. I feel like they're like still really early on in development, and I'm not going to say who, but there has been some footage floating around on Twitter, and if you know where to find it, you know where it is. I'm not going to say anything. But at least from what I can tell from that footage that someone has sent me, it does look pretty early on, so I don't think it's going to be here. Like I think it's just 100% not going to be here at all. I don't expect those games to be here, but I did at least want to mention them because I know somebody was probably going to bring it up in chat. Like, are these games going to be here or not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, let's go.
Yeah.
I don't think that Jet Set Radio is early in development because we saw footage of that during the P3R leak.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's been
think-
in
I think
development.
it's-
Well, there's two. The thing is, there's two Jet Set Radio projects. There's the remake, and there's one, which is the
Live
massive
service swap.
online thing. So I think we see the remake fairly soon. Same thing for
the remake
Crazy
is the one that was
Taxi.
in the trailer, right?
I think so. Or I don't think it's a remake, to be clear. I think it's a reboot.
Okay, so
I'm
then
not
that
mistaken.
might be here then.
Don't
that could
quote
be
me
here.
on that. Crazy
I don't think
Taxi,
Crazy
though,
Taxi will
Nathan.
stay, though.
Yeah, well, I thought it looked pretty decent in what we saw on Twitter this past week. Thought it looked.
How old
all I
can
hope
that
is-
build be though?
Yeah, I mean, that's a
All
good
I hope
point.
is
Yeah,
all I hope is that it has All I Want by The Offspring. That's all I need. Or All I Want.
that's fair.
Of course you would say that, Liam. I'm not surprised. What was I? I didn't see this
I'm a
footage.
music guy.
Where the fuck was
I-
I?
On Twitter.
I can send it to you later. I don't want to mention them, but it does exist on Twitter. Like, I'll send it to you later. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I do think, at least in terms of Crazy Taxi, I think it does. I don't know how old the footage could be, but I do think it did look kind of early on.
Wait,
Like, it wasn't.
Wait, I'm sorry, Nathan. Was it Midori?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to mention their
Oh
names.
no.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Why?
say who shall not be named, but yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Anyways,
I was going to put it out there because that's the first thing I probably thought of.
okay, yeah, no, that's right. But yeah, no, I didn't want to mention them because I didn't want to give them any. They don't deserve it. But
Yo, Captain
Got your
Teebs
back.
is saying the new Crazy Taxi is supposed to be an open world MMO. And that we're not seeing that anytime soon, if that's the case.
okay, yeah, no, that's not going to be.
Yeah.
I don't
I get
expect
the
that
open
then.
world but MMO. What?
I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about that.
This
A
is an
car
arcade-
RPG. I mean, I'm
Didn't
not.
we just make fucking like single player games that people enjoy? Haven't we learned, guys?
No.
Like these live service games and all this shit just doesn't work most of the time. It was a fad. It needs to die. Let's just make good single player games that may have a multiplayer mode. What happened to that?
I feel like every few years people they try to make like the argument, oh, that people don't want single player games, they want multiplayer games, and every time we prove them wrong. They never
Literally
learn.
just last week.
Wait, what happened
I
last
don't
week?
know.
Like,
Oh,
a game
Concord
got
shut
shut
down.
I don't. No, I know. I was kidding.
Oh, right, my bad. I
If a
forgot we-
tree
the game
falls in
doesn't
the
exist
forest
anymore.
and no one's around to hear it, Nathan, doesn't make a sound.
We have a question coming in from a YouTube member, supporter of the channel, Captain Teebs. I think you're still in chat, mate. So he wanted to ask us if you played Persona 5X, and if so, did you like it? I'm personally waiting for global launch if it happens, which fingers crossed it does. Same, Captain Teebs. I've not played it myself. I looked up how to do so. Kind of I don't know. I didn't feel like doing it, so I'm also waiting for an English release, which I'm confident will happen. But Nathan, I think you said you played it before, didn't you?
Yes, I've played in the third open beta, and since then I've had access to it. It is really fun, I will say. The only downside of playing it in like Chinese is that it's really hard to understand, so you're not gonna be able to enjoy the story at all. You kind of just have to like follow like context clues of what the characters like how they're acting and stuff. But from what I played, it's really fun. It's like the closest you'll ever like Persona spinoff you'll ever have to like mainline because it's pretty similar. But you'll have like a few different things you can do here and there. and obviously, you know, it is a gacha game, so it is you're gonna have that type of stuff in there. But from what I played in when the game like officially released in China, it's actually extremely easy to get 5 stars in that game, and I haven't spent like a single dime on it, not because I want to, but like just because I literally can't, you know, because it's Chinese currency. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it is extremely easy to get 5 stars. So you literally don't even have to spend like a dime on the game, and you can just get the characters you want.
See?
It's
That's
pretty
good
generous.
news.
But it's still in beta, bro.
Well, no,
Like,
actually, in
that's
China
really
it's
gonna
not in beta
change.
anymore.
Like
In China, it's not in beta anymore.
Well, we'll see. I just whenever I see gotcha, I'm just like,
That's fair. It's
red,
not-
big red flag, big red flag
Yeah.
for me.
I mean, we
Those
enjoyed
games
Breakers.
are.
Yeah, but Breakers is like, yeah, you're right. We enjoyed Breakers. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
Yep.
enjoy- note the
Let's
note the past tense there.
We
Enjoyed
enjoyed Breakers, but I didn't. The only time I spent money on it was to buy the newest Raider DLC, like a character. So
Yeah.
and
Meanwhile,
P5X,
I always kept-
everyone's a fucking Phantom Thief now. Apparently, like Little Susie from
they're
like
giving,
Little
they're giving
Susie down
everyone
the
a
streets
gun.
now. Fucking Phantom Thief.
King's kind of right on this one though. Some of the characters in Persona 5X are,
Generic as fuck, man. Generic.
yeah, some of them are
like,
gross. Yeah.
Like I just if I want to play. If I want to play Persona 5, I'm just going to play Persona 5. Not
It
a
looks
gacha
like
person.
not in game, but the character models and designs are kind of like P5 cross Genshin Impact or something.
No, I do like some of the designs of the main cast, like the,
Yes.
the one that looks like
protagonist?
Chie. And-
Yes. Oh my, she's my favorite. The girl with the yellow costume. I think her codename is like Closer or something, but she's super cool. She's like my favorite in the game in terms of the main cast. But yeah.
But it's
you
just
can-
like Dollar General Persona 5 to me.
Are we checking out Persona 5X when it launches in English on phones and PC only? I'm also checking out.
fuck no.
don't
I
play it
would-
on phones.
I would rather spend my time at work.
That's wow. Okay. I'm probably the only person here that's gonna play it then, because I'm just interested to see how the characters like sound in English and stuff.
If
And
I cannot play it on Steam Deck, I'm probably not going to play it at all till a possible console release if the servers don't shut down, because we all know how Persona 5 and mobile games go.
oh right, yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, you just reminded me. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so speaking of Steam, I from what I can tell, I think it was from a survey that they accidentally mentioned the or what's it called? They accidentally mentioned Steam as an option in there. So I assume when they do the Japanese, it's gonna drop on Steam and not have its own launcher, which is cool. So it should hopefully be able to be played on Steam Deck.
Buy a new Phantom
That's
Thief
cool.
for $10.
All right, let me just transition to our
Done.
final topic of the day. I wanted to talk about this because I don't think we're going to do DAP. Well, I hope so, but we're probably, let's be honest, we're probably not going to do
No.
DAP before the Game Awards in December. Meaning that I want to ask you guys, what are we thinking right now with the Game Awards at the end of the year? The show's getting big. Atlus likes to show up at Kili events nowadays, even Gamescom, apparently. So are we thinking something at the Game Awards? Someone has to say
In
it.
terms of, all right, I'm just gonna say it. Persona 6,
No.
50-50.
50-50 is
I give
good.
it 50. I give it 50-50.
I like to hear
Unfortunately, I don't think so.
No?
I would love it, but we have Metaphors. Okay, so Metaphors obviously it's going to drop in October. Then eventually, by the time the Game Awards roll around, focus will probably be off of it for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have Raidou, which got leaked. So if that comes out early next year, I'm not sure if they would want to announce it there. But I'd say there's like
I could see them
maybe
announcing it there actually.
a 10% chance, I'd say, of them showing it at the Game Awards. I originally thought they would, but once Raidou came into the picture, I'm like kind of unsure if they would. I know these are like two completely different series, and it's just one's a remaster, one's a completely like brand new mainline game. But I don't know. I feel like I'm a little doubtful that it will show up at the Game Awards. Originally, I did think it would, but I'm kind of unsure if it will be there or not. I know
But if it's not there,
it has been 8 years now.
Yeah, and when or where do they reveal it? When and where, actually?
Actually, I think I can answer that. This is
Yeah?
gonna be pure copium.
Oh, boy.
Nintendo Switch 2 reveal.
Ah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Copium.
We got another dumbass with actual expectations.
Yeah.
No offense, Nathan.
Oh baby.
Yes,
It's definitely
sir.
gonna be a part of PS5 Pro showcase.
Oh God. Hey, dude, Nathan,
PS5 Pro has games.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would love that. P6 reveal at Switch 2 event. Let's fucking
It's like
go.
SMT5 all over again.
That's right up my alley. Let's go.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I hate to rain on your parade, Nathan. I would think that Xbox will want to pay for the marketing rights again for a Persona 6.
They should stop doing that.
I agree, honestly.
I
Why
think at
wouldn't
the
they?
Switch 2 reveal,
Like,
it's
they have
gonna
that partnership.
be.
They have that partnership for a reason. I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess.
How
Boring
long will it
answer.
last, though?
I don't know. It depends on how good the games did on Game Pass.
Did they? Is Metaphor on Game Pass?
No.
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 That's why I'm
That's
asking.
probably a good
It's-
thing.
I think it's just for. I think it was just for Persona.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
just
know
paid
it
for the
was-
marketing.
I know Soul Hackers
Hackers
2.
They
Soul
paid
Hackers
for
2
the
also
marketing.
continued on Game Pass and Tactica.
Yeah,
but otherwise it was
SMT5
just
wasn't even on
Persona.
there.
Nope.
No,
At least it's on the
Huh,
console.
okay.
Though.
my disappointment.
Yeah.
So-
I'm like Nocturne.
Yeah.
I still think that even the Game Awards are in December, right? First off,
Mhm.
I just want to say for the record, fuck Jeff Keighley. Piece of shit.
Yes, thank you. I
I
was
saw
gonna
him
say
getting
it.
bullied on Twitter. It was funny.
Dude,
He was
fuck
having a
that guy.
drunken argument with the fucking with hard drive. I swear he was drunk when he was tweeting that.
You are a grown ass man arguing with a parody account. like, I don't know how much more sad it gets. He will always take PlayStation up the ass. So I will say that. I don't think that
And
P6
Kojima.
is gonna. Yes. Oh God, don't. We're gonna get fucking 45 minutes of Death Stranding 2 at fucking TGS, aren't we? Or no,
Gonna
at
be all
the
walking.
at the Game Awards.
No, we're gonna get an hour of OD, whatever that is.
God. Oh, I forgot about that. Who cares? Anyways, I don't think Persona 6 will be at the Game Awards. I think it still might be a little too early, and Atlus would like Metaphor to breathe. So I think that would be the perfect time for them to announce Raidou at some point. I
If
don't know,
Raidou's
but
not
I'm
at
hoping
TGS,
Raidou-
I'm thinking it's at the Game Awards.
That's probably
This
the
might
most
be a
likely.
little. This is okay. Here's my dumbass with actual expectations
Let's
moment.
go.
What if they do Raidou at TGS and then DDS at the Game Awards?
that would be odd to say the least, but I'm here for it. Let's go.
That would fit with like the regions and everything and what we
And
care
Atlas
for.
is unpredictable, so it's not
I s-
impossible.
That's a good point. It's not
That's
impossible.
that's my dark horse.
Nice.
That's not a bad prediction. I can
That's
see that
also a
happening
very good
somewhat.
song by Katy Perry.
No,
And
it's a
Juicy
horrible song.
J.
Oh, it's one of her worst songs.
Oh my God, we got Mr. Music in here.
You literally like Saint Anger.
I don't like saying anger.
Yes, you do.
You like me?
You've tweeted it. It's out there.
And then I rescinded it once I started listening to a song.
You still tweeted it, motherfucker.
Fuck off. But yeah. I think Raidou's more likely to happen at the Game Awards than anything. That's just my prediction, though. I just don't see them doing. I've always said that I think at the Switch 2 reveal that they're going to announce a complete edition for P3R, and I'm still sticking with that.
I agree. And Metaphor.
Yes,
They'll
sir.
have all the DLC bundled in, just like what they did with Catherine Full Body when that came out on Switch, and then also Persona 5 Royal when that came out everywhere. Those games will probably be there because they're like, they're just ports, so that's just easy third-party support. And also, it took Atlus like 3 years to finally support the Switch, so this would probably be like
we
a
were
really
in the
good step.
trenches, man. We were in the fucking
It was
trenches.
so
Yes.
bad.
P4G. Remember P4G
Oh my
and the
God.
chord begging and shout out to Power Jusho, by the way. Welcome to the stream.
Oh,
2020 to 2021 was so bad.
Persona 4 Arena coming out and getting revealed
just
before
remember-
Golden.
I just want to say it. I just want to say, because of the success of Persona 4 Golden on Steam, we have decided to release Persona 4 Arena Ultimax on consoles.
Atlas, you're giving me a headache.
Yeah, that's number one Atlas moment since I've been a creator. on
Atlas
YouTube.
does whatever Atlas wants to do, and honestly, part of me kind of respects them for that.
It doesn't get more Atlas than this though.
Yeah.
I just don't. who's fucking like drunk ass put out that statement? Like I don't know how that correlates with anything. Yeah, because the game sold so well on Steam, we're going to bring its spinoff, but not the main game, onto consoles
Yes,
that
sir.
don't even have the game. Like I just don't fucking know.
Just the
Boss
sequel,
move.
just like Persona
Oh,
5.
and the game completely bombed, and I'm sure they were
Oh.
surprised by that.
Listen, guys, I was
Sometimes
one of
I
the
like-
5 people who bought it.
Sometimes I bought it too. Sometimes
Let
I
us know.
feel like Atlus, the way Atlus makes their decisions, it kind of reminds me sometimes of like wrestling booking.
Yes.
You know how
yes.
sometimes you get
We
like
call it booking.
weird yeah, it's like whenever you see like a weird booking decision in wrestling, it kind of reminds me of when Atlus does something like that, where it's like P4G did so well on Steam, so we're gonna do Persona 4 Arena on Switch or a console.
Oh,
And it's like, why? And both times I'm like, why are you doing this? This
let's
doesn't make
not
sense.
forget. And let's not forget, what was that thing with like the online play that they added later on for
Rollback.
P4AU?
Rollback.
Rollback. They added
Rollback.
fucking rollback when they had like a Concord of 4 fucking people online months
Yep.
later.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I know anyone who actually even tried the rollback, and I can't even technically try because I have the Switch version, so I technically can't even use it.
That was
The
such
only
a fucking dark time.
Yep.
That was
The
a fucking
only
dark
online-
time.
The only online game to do worse numbers than Concord.
I'm
Oh,
glad
actually,
to be done with that era though, and I want to end this on a positive note and put this prediction of mine in the universe. You mentioned the Switch 2 launch event or presentation or whatever, right? I
Yes.
think Atlus is going to show up not with Persona 6, but they're going to show up with this dual combo pack of better late than never ports of Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor on Switch 2. It's not going to be a dual pack, of course. I'm kidding, but they're going to port these two games.
Motherfucker, I've always said Persona 3 Reload's going to be at the Switch 2 reveal, and you're like, no, that's not going to happen. Fuck you,
Spoiler
dude. Now you're
prediction.
fucking saying it. Fuck you.
First of all, you never said that. Fuck off. Second,
Man, what the fuck I did? I've mentioned it fucking numerous times. Fuck you. Motherfucker trying to be all smart over here. You fucking dumbass.
so I'm
Nathan
as
Alvarado
I was
fighting to leave.
saying, my own prediction is these games are going to be there at the Switch 2 event, and we're going to have episode Aigis with Reload whenever it releases. Both of these are probably going to be full price releases on Switch.
It's gonna be the best version of Persona 3 Reload because all the DLC will be included,
Included.
and no one has to buy an expansion pass.
Hopefully on
Actually,
the card too.
I would counter
yeah.
that with they're gonna announce Metaphor for Switch 2, and as a bonus you'll get Persona 3 Reload complete.
No, that
Oh, it's like walking Persona 4 dancing by. Oh god, I don't want to think about that.
God. On
yeah,
PS4.
another
there we go.
dark
That's
time.
Dark times, yeah.
No,
Quick, back
fuck
to the
you.
positive.
Those games are amazing. I will hear no word of the contrary.
Persona
They're
5
not.
dancing is fucking awful.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. Shut up.
I
It
liked
really
I
is. The
liked
soundtrack
dancing. It
sucks
was fun.
ass.
Yeah, that soundtrack is. I
It's
will say
garbage.
the only thing. At least it didn't have DD Mouse.
Bro, Persona
DD
4
Mouse is
dancing
peak.
soundtrack is best Persona spin-off soundtrack.
Oh, also want to say episode Aigis' opening is ass.
What?
Oof. That's
What do you
controversial.
mean? What do you mean it's ass? I loved it.
Visually it's pretty good, but the
Bro,
song is kind of mid.
No
He's
sex
not
for you
wrong.
tonight, King.
I think it fits the mood for the answer pretty well, like how it's more somber.
Because it
but-
fits the mood doesn't mean it's good.
Metaphor Fantazio or Reloaded Fantazio. Yes, sir.
I thought
Let's
it was
go.
good.
Metaphor Fantazio for the
Mhm.
re-release.
Hey,
I will say though, I think Reload actually made me kind of wish that SMT5 Vengeance did get like an animated opening because it would have been kind of.
ah, yes.
I thought the opening
But
was
I-
good
It
though.
was good, yeah.
It did get
It did its
I
job.
didn't expect it. I didn't expect it because the original vanilla
Had nothing.
SMT5 didn't have.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? It's
Yeah,
like,
there was
okay,
no
it's
opening.
like logo, and
Yeah.
then title screen. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's the intro?
Yeah.
Did I skip it?
Hey, you guys, we're right here on the 2-hour mark. Thank you so much for joining me. It was really fun to have DAP back after a whole year. Nathan, Liam, thanks for joining us. First new,
Thank you so much for having me.
first
Thanks for
time with
having
new
me.
guests in a while, and it was great. So obviously, you guys, we've been talking for years at this point, and I appreciate you guys watching and joining us today. It means the world to us. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you all so much for watching episode 32 of DAP. To those watching after the show, thank you so much for watching the playback. I appreciate you all listening. Thank you so much. Lots of great content coming from all of us, actually. So don't forget to click the links that are in the video description to check out my co-host and guest.
Thank you guys so much for joining. We really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next Demon Appreciation Podcast. Fuck Jeff Keighley.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, y'all. Take care.
Can I just say one? Wait, can I just say one last thing?
Of course.
Adrenaline in my soul. Metaphor ReFantazio. There, I got my